And welcome back, everybody. We're live here from the Republican State Convention, and we're just starting to get into the good stuff. So again, welcome back. We're about to hear from Jessica Cordes, who has just been nominated, just given a nomination for Attorney General for the state of Connecticut for the Republicans. And I believe she's going to be coming up to the stage any minute. She is a trial lawyer from Norwalk. So she is officially now, and she is now officially the Republican nominee for office of Attorney General, Jessica Cordes. And we'll take her live in a second once she hits the podium.
As we stand in this room full of energy and optimism, I can't help but to recognize the profound opportunity that we all have this year. I want to thank Tom and Amy, my campaign family, my family, and the delegates here. Your confidence and faith in my ability to be your next Attorney General is inspiring. Representing people as a litigator and being able to fight for their liberty and their rights, and to be their voice has brought me great joy both personally and professionally. I can't wait to be the voice of the people of Connecticut. I promise to use this state's largest law firm to protect your constitutional rights. To temper government overreach and to be a watchful eye, holding Hartford and the people accountable. We can no longer sit idly by and watch and sit on our hands. We can no longer allow the government to be self-serving. The government should work for the people. I was raised in a working class family. I learned by others' examples. I learned hard work and grit and determination. But more importantly, I learned that kindness, compassion, and doing for others are the most powerful tools that we have in our toolbox. My best teacher was my grandfather, a man I can only aspire to be half as wonderful as. He served his community as a store owner, an elected official, and the unofficial mayor of Pasco. I am standing on this stage tonight because he taught me that you cannot complain if you are not willing to stand up and do something. And I, as a political newbie, am standing up. We here in this room, all of us, we are standing up. We are doing something about it as a team, as a united front. We will undeniably be heard this November. This year is about people and not politics. And this year, that brings me to a very good place to tell you about my biggest fans and my most awesome motivators, my children, Amelia and Ethan. Being a parent fundamentally changes us. We fight for them, we sacrifice for them, and we demand better from them. Here today, I hope that I am setting a good example for them and for our future generations. The American dream is found.
So you get the gist of obviously she's looking to, she is a lawyer again out of Norwalk. She is now officially the Republican nominee for Attorney General. That is Jessica Cordes from Norwalk. Just want to do a quick rundown of what is on the schedule for tonight, just so you guys all know. Let me just, my phone unlocked here. So tonight it'll be obviously the Attorney General, which we just did, and then the Treasurer will be next. And again, that is another uncontested race on the Republican side, and that will be Aurora. He is a state rep from Greenwich. He is the only one running for treasurer for the Republicans, so that should be another quick one. And then we will have at 6:30 will be the governor's race. Obviously, that's going to run a little late because they're running late now. So the governor is around 6:30. So I'm going to say probably closer to 6:45, 7 o'clock. They'll do the governor's race, which obviously, again, is uncontested. And we have no doubt that we'll have Bob Stefanowski as our candidate for the Republicans. And then for some reason, they take a 2-hour break before they hit the lieutenant governor, which is slated to be at 8:30. And then, of course, the convention comes to recess until tomorrow at 9 p.m. For Republicans for tomorrow, it starts at 9 a.m., and it's going to start with the U.S. Senate race, which is going to be an interesting one, and we'll take that live here tomorrow. And then we have at 12:40 tomorrow, you will have the Comptroller, which is, I believe, uncontested, and then Secretary of State, which is the big one, the big contested race here for the Republicans. Now, for the Democrats, theirs are pretty slow tonight too. So they are around 8 o'clock. They will endorse, obviously, Dick Blumenthal for the U.S. Senate, and then they will go into recess at 8 o'clock, and they will start tomorrow at 9 a.m. And again, Democrats are over at the Hartford Convention Center, where Republicans are here at Foxwoods Resort Casino. And then tomorrow, for the Democrats, it will be the Attorney General, the Comptroller, Lieutenant Governor, State Treasurer, which again, the State Treasurer wins a contested race. But then the big one for them tomorrow is Secretary of State. And like we talked about earlier, let me get this a little bit more into focus here.
Republicans and friends of our party, it gives me great pleasure to nominate Harry Aurora for State Treasurer.
And then the Secretary of State, obviously, as we talked about earlier, got a little controversy going on over there with Hilda Santiago, basically saying she had the support of Ned Lamont, obviously the governor of the great state of Connecticut. And that caused a bunch of ripples over there on the Democratic side. But we'll see how that all plays out tomorrow. Obviously, the Lesser, who is a state senator here in the state, tried moving the Secretary of State for the Democrats from tomorrow till first thing today, and that failed. That's apparently going to fail if it has not already failed. And there's a reason why he did that, and it's actually, and if you understand what happened, okay, so here's what happened. So basically, Ned Lamont, the governor, said that he wants diversity in. I'm all blurry here. He wants diversity on the ticket.
Shy to take on challenges, whether it's organized labor or Democratic colleagues in the legislature, and we can always count on.
It's usually why I don't like to move my camera. But so apparently, Ned Lamont went out and said he wants to see diversity on the ticket. Obviously, Hilda Santiago's team ran with that and basically said that, well, he wants a Hispanic woman on the ticket, so therefore he's supporting her. Lesser, who is, again, a state senator and also running for Secretary of State, decided that he wanted to move that race to be first. And here's the reason why. Because he's afraid that if there are no minorities on the ticket coming into the final race, which is Secretary of State, he's afraid that it's going to spook Democrats, and they're going to automatically go and vote for Hilda Santiago or another minority. That's basically in the gist of it, which again, is ironic because, we always say, what, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, your race, or whatever. We want the best person to run. We want to put the best person. And for them, it doesn't go that way. So basically, they're saying that, hey, if we don't have a minority, enough minorities on the ticket come to the Secretary of State, well, if you're white, you're gone. You don't stand a chance. And that's the problem you have when you play identity politics. And it's kind of comical and it's ironic that, Democrats are the ones that are facing that issue, because it's something that they keep arguing about. We have to do until it comes to them. So really, Lester, the question is, are you ready to sit there and fall on the sword for your beliefs, for your party's beliefs? It's the same thing with Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton back in New Hampshire, when he won New Hampshire handedly, but then lost most of the delegates because of the way it's set up. So, it's just funny when their rules work against them. And that's exactly what's going on. So he's trying desperately to change the rules so that he doesn't have to fall on the sword. Unfortunately, that's not going to work out for him. So it's going to be very interesting. So right now we have. Joseph, you made it to the edge. Very good, buddy. So obviously, I'm up here for the weekend. Me and Joseph had joined. A workout session, so we joined the Edge. We've been going the last couple of days. But in fact, I'm sitting here because I cannot walk right now. It's that much pain. And I was wondering if he was going to go today because I wasn't going to be there, whether or not he was going to have determination to go, and apparently he did. So kudos to you, Joseph. I hope you have a good workout. But right now they are in the middle of nominations for, again, treasurer for the Republican side, and that is going to be Harry Aroa. He is a state rep from Greenwich, and he is the only one seeking the nomination for Connecticut state treasurer. Don't know much about him, but I know he's the ranking member of the Labor Committee in Leicester. I haven't heard too much more about him. I know he does have a lot of fiscal experience, a lot of. And it looks like we are about to.
Hearing none, this chair will accept a motion to vote by acclamation and cast one ballot for Harry Aurora for the office of treasurer. Do I have a second? The question is on casting one ballot by acclamation for Mr. Harry Aurora for treasurer.
And we're just going to give it a second.
Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, say no. The ayes have it. The nominations are
okay, and it is official now. Harry Aroa, state rep from Greenwich, is now the official Republican nominee for state treasurer. And so most people don't understand what a state treasurer does. So a state treasurer is responsible for the oversight of the $45 million state pension. And they also are responsible for the financial management of nearly $26 billion of tax-supported debt. So that is their job. It's a little different than the comptroller, where the comptroller actually balances the checkbooks of the state. The state treasurer is pretty much responsible for all the debt the state has accrued. So right now he is giving his acceptance speech, and we'll listen in for a brief couple minutes.
Your nomination is a privilege and a responsibility, and it sets me on a mission to bring the Treasurer's office back to Republican hands after 25 years. Thank you for placing your trust in me. Thank you to my campaign team for their commitment to win this race. And thank you to my dear family, my wife Alicia, my 3 children, for their support on this journey. As your next treasurer, my focus will be to reduce our debt. The Democrats' borrow and spend policies have left us with a debt of over $100 billion. As your next treasurer, my focus will be to produce higher returns and lower fees on our pension assets. The Democrats have successfully paid higher fees and gotten lower returns from index. I promise to run the Treasury office on sound financial ideas. They have run this office on fuzzy math. You know that. And as your next treasurer, I'll run this office on conservative Republican principles. The Democrat treasurers have focused on social redistribution. This race is not an easy one, but this November, we will get this done. I promise to outwork and outsmart the opponent. But this race is not about me. It's about all of us. I need you. I need each one of you and your best effort to prevail this November. Now, I'm a man of faith. I believe that our journey is meaningful when it is towards a bigger purpose. Our statewide races would not have a larger purpose. Our purpose is to put Connecticut back on path of individual freedoms and economic growth. My personal story demonstrates why our country is the greatest country on earth. I came to America as a student 30 years ago. After a successful investment career, I pivoted to public service a few years ago. I've had the honor of serving the 151st District in Connecticut General Assembly for 2 terms. And today, I'm humbled to be your candidate for the office of State Treasurer. Now, only in the United States of America can this be possible. Thank you once again. God bless everyone in this room. God bless Connecticut. And God bless the United States of America.
And there you have it. And there you have it. Mr. Arroyo, who is again the Connecticut Republican nominee for state treasurer. And we are going to be going into next, it would be the big one for governor. And obviously that is uncontested also. So again, that's going to be Bob Stefanowski.
The next one, we will have to recess for credentialing just to make sure we're ready for a roll call vote. So we have about a 4 or 5 minute recess.
All right, so they're going to go into recess here for a couple minutes. As they do that, we're going to talk about the race coming up. Again, is the governor race. I believe it's uncontested. I haven't seen anybody else on the ticket. So they're going to take a brief couple of recess, and they're going to get ready for roll call votes in case something does happen, in case somebody decides. So let me just explain what happens. Again, if you've never been to these conventions, they're going to turn the lights back on it for us. So this is the way it's going to work. Right now, they'll ask for nominees. Obviously, Bob Stefanowski is going to get a first and second. And then the rule is they have to ask from the floor if there's any other nominees. And you're going to hear them ask 3 times. And if anyone at any point can be nominated from the floor with a first and a second. So it would be very interesting to see if anyone decides to throw their hat in the ring. I don't see it happening, but stranger things have happened in politics. So we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to take a break for about 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to leave the stream running. And then once that happens, actually, you know what? I'll shut the stream off, and we'll restart again when they're ready. Because they say 5-10 minutes. Usually, you never know. But at least we have our first 2 out of the way. So the Attorney General and the State Treasurer, those are all said and done. So it'd be interesting to see how that all plays out. And with the podcasts, you're obviously seeing them all separate as we do separate streams. Later on tonight, I'll put them all into one stream so that everybody can go back and watch, can see them all on the same time. But again, we're going to take a brief 5-10 minute rest here, and we're going to be back with the governor's race. And that's, like I said, that's obviously going to be Bob Stefanowski, who obviously I think is going to be the only contender for that nomination. But like I said, crazier things have happened. So until then, we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in about maybe 15-20 minutes. I'll give you guys a quick little 2-minute heads up, and we'll see where everything plays out. All right, and so until then, I will see you guys in a couple. Be safe and be well, and I'll catch you back here.